Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'd like to show you how I made this box. The lid just comes up from behind the butterfly, opens, and it's a really nice size box in there. It's 3 inches by 3 inches and it's an inch deep as well. Just closes by popping that behind the butterfly again. Okay, it stays closed. I did make another one here where I used flowers, had a flower here as well, and inside this one I put a 3x3 post-it note pad in there. It is a snug fit, but it comes out without too much of an effort. I just don't think that you could actually put your finger, well, you could probably pick it out with your finger, but us ladies don't like using our fingernails for things like that. I was always told don't use your fingernails as tools, which is a very sensible bit of advice, I think. Right, okay, so I'm going to change the colour scheme. To start off with, I'll tell you the card pieces you're going to need. This piece is Blushing Bride, and it measures 8 3/4 inches by 3 3/8 inches, which is 22.1 by 8.5 centimetres. And this piece is 5 by 5 inches, which is 12.6 by 12.6 centimetres. And then you need a piece of Very Vanilla, which measures 3 inches by 3 1/4 inches, which is 7.6 centimetres by 8.3 centimetres. And then you need a piece of DSP, and I'm using Falling in Love, which it will be in the new spring catalogue when that launches on the 4th of January. This pack is absolutely super. Let me just quickly show you because I love it. It really is gorgeous. The designs are fantastic. Okay, so that's the one that you've seen with that. I've used that on a card. Oh, I did that with the Rebecca's birdcage, didn't I? And that one. This. And look at that. Isn't that absolutely stunning? And this one, I love this, even if it's upside down. Really, really love that. And on the back of that is that one, so that's that one. And then this design as well. This is Sahara Sand, Blushing Bride, Soft Sky, and Very Vanilla. So there we go. Some really, really gorgeous designs on this. If you only buy one set of paper, Designer Series paper out the new catalogue, you must make it this one. Right, let me just pop that away again. I had to share that with you. Right, okay. So this piece is 2 7/8 inches by 3 1/8 inches, which is 7.3 by 8 centimetres. You'll need a piece of Very Vanilla, which measures about 2 inches by 2 inches, which is 5 centimetres by 5 centimetres. Another piece of Very Vanilla, which measures approximately 1 inch by 2 inches, which is 2.5 by 5 inches. And a scrap of Blushing Bride, which needs to be, you need to be able to punch out a 1/2 inch circle, that's right. Trying to understand my own writing here. And I'm also going to be using one of our new doilies as well. These are just so pretty. On one side it's Very Vanilla and on the other side it's Whisper White. Just gorgeous. So we're going to start off with by doing our scoring. And for the first bit of scoring I'm going to use my trimmer. I don't like my trimmer for scoring because it doesn't give a very good impression, but it's excellent when you need to do 1/16 of inches, which is what we need to do on this. By the way, the idea for this box came from Chicken Scratch, which is, that's Angie Judah. I saw this, she did a video back in 2010, and I was so impressed that I thought I'm going to do that one day, and it's taken me ages to actually find the video again. But there's a real bonus point about this box, which I'll show you when we get to that stage. Right, so what you need to do is to score on, you need to score at 15/16. That's a point I didn't do. 15/16 all the way round. Now what would that be in centimetres? That's 15/16, isn't it? So that would be 2.4. 2.4? Yes, 2.4 centimetres. So that's 2.4. In fact, I haven't done the other measurements here either. I'm not winging a prayer with that. I'll have to do that as I go along. Okay, so first of all, 15/16 or 2.4 centimetres, and you score all four sides. Make sure you use your right blade thing here. Use the wrong one and you finish up cutting instead of scoring. Okay, so that's those four done. That's all we need the trimmer for. Now bring in your scoreboard. Now what you really need on your scoreboard is this. Doesn't matter which one you do it on, but if you've got that line, this is very, very easy. What we need to do is score a diagonal line from this corner here to that corner there, and we need to do that on all four. Now you can just put this onto your work surface and use a ruler, and then use your score tool. But the really easy way of doing it is, if put a line like this on your scoreboard anywhere, line your point into the coloured groove, make sure this point is also in the coloured groove. Now let me just zoom you out a little bit. Okay, that should be fine. Yep, there we go. So I've gone into this one and I've come down to this. Now I only do from here down to the corner. I could come down onto that one. I don't. I prefer just to do all four as I go around. But it really is well worth putting this mark onto your scoreboard. I used a Sharpie pen for mine. And make sure that's all lining up. There we go. And now for this one, you need to score at 1/2 inch, 3 5/8, four 5/8, and 7 3/4. So very quickly, that's 1.2 centimetres. 9.2 centimetres. 11.7 centimetres, and then lastly 17 centimetres. Oh dear, I didn't realise I had my scribble pad in front of you like that. Never mind. Okay, so I'll just repeat that. In inches, it's 1/2 inch, 3 5/8 inches, 4 5/8 inches, 7 3/4 inches, and in centimetres, that's 1.2 and 9.2, 11.7 and 17 centimetres. Okay, let's bring you back down again now. Right, we need to fold on all our score lines. So if we do this one first, make sure you get nice crisp creases. And make sure that your sides are all lining up nicely as well. Now with this one, if you fold on all the 4 outside folds first, and then we'll come back and we'll do the diagonal ones. Now what I find easiest with the diagonal ones is to fold them outwards and then to place them down here. I can check to make sure that they are in the right place, and then I just give it a crease like that, and then fold the next one out, lay that on the desk, and then give that a good crease, and then this one, and then the last one. Okay. So what is going to happen is those will be going in like that to form the box. There is no cutting on this. Okay, it's all just folding and gluing. So that's what's going to be happening. Now you need to bring this piece back in, and you need the 1/2 inch up at the top. And what we're going to do is, we've got the 1 inch, the big piece, and then the 1 inch here, and we need to adhere that in there. So first of all, we need to get these corners adhered together. So what will happen is, as that gets adhered together and that, it will bring your box up like that, and the same thing will happen the other end. Okay. Now you know my preferred method of gluing is Tombow. I think you need something pretty strong, so Tombow, possibly fast fuse, and tearing tape, but definitely not snail. Okay, so it's the triangle that is the one that's backing on to this long side. Okay, and then this triangle, which is backing onto this long one. Okay, when I say backing, it's got that score line between the two of them. Don't go too close to the score lines or the edge, otherwise when you seal this together you'll find you've got glue oozing out. Okay, so all you need to do now is just to close that down. I like to count to 5 when I'm trying to get Tombow to adhere onto something. So that should be adhered down nicely. No, not you. Why not? Maybe I was pressing in the wrong place. I'll find out when I edit. Okay, so now you've got the box that's going to be going like that. Okay. So what we're going to do next is we're going to put our two pieces on here. Okay, so that's one piece there and one piece there. And I'm going to use that one, aren't I? Okay, so again, I'm going to be using Tombow. And this was 3 by 3 1/4, which was 7.6 by 8.3, and it's the longer one that goes across the top. And I'm going to pop this on top. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we now have our 1/2 inch back up here again, and to adhere this, what you need to watch out for is, first of all, you need your pieces to be folding like that while we get this bit done. The fold across here, the score line here, has got to sit in to that score line there, so when you fold it up like that, it's going to be glued in that position. Likewise, this line has got to be glued level with that one, so that when that is glued, they are both up like that in the right place. The other thing you need to watch out for is this box has a little like an overhang all the way round, so you've got to make sure that this piece here is in the centre, so you've got the same amount of overhang there as you have on this side. Okay, so the way I found it easiest to do is to put Tombow on that piece and that big piece. Come back to that one in a minute. The first time I tried this, I glued all 3 bits and it was just too much of a fight. Okay, so again, close to the edges, but not so close that the glue is going to start oozing out. Okay. So first of all, make sure you're getting it in the centre, because if you go down with wet glue, you may have some visible, which is what you don't want. And make sure it's straight, and when you're happy that you're there, pop that down and then bring that up quickly so that you know that that's in the right place and this is in the right place. Okay, so you know that that's getting done nicely and that's getting done nicely as well. Okay, you see that? Now to do the last piece, what I find it easiest to do is to bring this one back and then glue that and then close it. Okay, so that's done. Again, you could use fast fuse on this, or probably the tear and tape. Right, now we've reached the point where you really see the beauty of this box. If you were making this box for say wedding favours and you had lots and lots of them to do, say you've got 50 of them to do, you don't want to make up 50 of these boxes and have them lying around somewhere waiting for the event. So what you can do is you can make them this far and you can just pack them flat like that, and then when you're ready just finish them off. Don't you think that's a good idea? I thought that was absolutely brilliant, especially now that I have a wedding in the family coming up this year, next year rather. Where am I? I'm still in December, aren't I? In 2017. So yeah, that could be a really good idea. Anyway, I'm not leaving these as flat folds. I want to put them together. So I'm popping my sides up, and I'm going to be, get out, I'm going to be adhering these down. Now the way I do this is, again, lay that down, and I am going to put my glue on the triangle that's backing onto here. Okay, this triangle, because it's backing onto there, that one, and that one. Oops, silly, silly. That is not a clever idea. I got it. Okay. So first of all I bring these up and count to 5. It's a bit more than just where your fingers will hold it, a larger area rather. And then of course that one as well. So just get the count to 5. And then while I'm working on the flowers, I'm just going to do use my clothes pegs for a little while, just to hold it together. So that can go on there, that can go onto there. Oh, that can go onto that one. Now these two aren't quite so easy. In fact, I should have saved the plain ones, because it's not so easy to get your peg in there. You can get one in, but you can't get 2 in there. So that's one there, and one in there. Okay. There we go. We can just give it a couple of minutes while we make the flowers. So what we're going to do is, with the little piece of Blushing Bride, we need to punch out a 1/2 inch circle. Okay. And then with these we're going to do 1 large and 2 small flowers, and these are the brilliant petite petals for the small one, which is that one I'm using, and the flower shop for the large one, and I'm using this. These are definitely my most used stamp sets. And this one, it needs to be stamped in a certain direction for it to fit in nicely with the punch, So I have an arrow on the back here which is pointing down, so I know that that has got to go at the bottom of my cardstock, like that. So I'll do that one first. And then I need 2 of these. This one will go into the punch any which way. There are so many different things you can do to decorate these boxes. So that's a large flower. Let's get the little flowers. And what I will do is, for my large flower, I'm going to curl the leaves up, just give them a couple of little curls each. And then first of all I do the same to the little flowers, and then I use my paper piercer, the soft end of the paper piercer, and push it into the palm of my hand to make all the petals pop up. You can use your piercing mat for that if you like, but I tend to be a bit lazy. My hand is here, I might as well use it. Okay, so that pops it up really nicely. And there we go, there's that one. Right, so this one I'm going to pop the little flower in the middle. And once I've got that into place, I tend to use my pencil to get a good area where it can actually adhere. So that one's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Now I need my box back again now, but that's fine, it's had plenty of time to for the glue to get adhered down properly. Okay, so what I need to do now is to get this bit sorted out, and I'm going to use a very plain small brad. We don't sell these anymore, but I'm sure most of us have got these in our stash. Right, now what we need to do is just mark about halfway along here, which is, we've got what, 3/8, oh that's clever. What's half of 3 3/8? So that's 1.5, and oh, it's probably about there somewhere. We guess that bit. That's going to be close enough, isn't it? Let me have a look. Yeah, that's pretty good. So let's just make a little mark there first. But what I really want, oh that's spot on, look at that. What I want to do is make sure that that's in position, and then that should be up against the edge of this bit, so that where the flower goes in, it'll hold this bit down. At this bit you need to very carefully push through with your paper piercer. There we go. Oh, Of course, I've got my piercing mat here, haven't I? Because I needed to do it for this one. I need a hole in the centre of that, because the brad will be going through that. And then I need a hole in the centre of that. Okay, so whoops, I've got the holes going there. So now I'll put that one and that one. Put my brad through there. Oh, I forgot about the joys of working with brads, especially the tiny ones. That's it, in you go. And then just use your paper piercer to open up the prongs. If you're worried about these metal prongs here, you can always punch a circle, probably about 3/4 of an inch, and stick it over that bit so it just covers all of that up. Mine's so tiny I'm really not going to be worrying about it. Right, I'm just curling my petals up to make sure that my lid can come down there nicely. Okay, see that? Yep, okay. So then that will go in there, make sure it's straight, and there's our flower. That looks good. Love this design. Right, so now I want to put my doily on top. That's the Very Vanilla, and that's the Whisper White. So gorgeous. Right, I need my silicone mat, and I don't know if I've actually seen it today. I normally pop it just by the side of me when I'm about to do videos. Okay, well, I'll use this in the absence of something else. Oh dear, that doesn't look very good, does it? Let's just use this. Okay, so I'm just going to put some glue on the back here. And I'm just going to do the large pieces around here. I'm not going to try and do everything. In fact, I can do the, in fact no, not, I was going to say I could do the flower in the middle, but there's no point because I'm going to be sticking my big flower on top of that, so that will be held down anyway. Okay, well, let's just give it a little bit anyway. I used to be indecisive. Alright, okay, let's move that out of the way. Now what I'm doing is I'm making sure that the 2 points here are going at the top here, because if you do it too high like that, you'll find that they'll be coming off the edges here, but the two should just about stay on the DSP. There we go, look, absolutely spot on. Okay, and then we can have the flower in the middle there. That looks pretty, doesn't it? Much happier with that than I am with the pinky ones. But then I prefer the softer pink, the Blushing Bride on this one. Okay, so I'm going to pop that in there. And I'm going to put a pearl. I'm thinking about using one of our, what do we call this, metal rimmed pearls, because I've got the silver brad and this has got some silver on it. and I thought that might look quite nice there. Yes, I definitely think that looks nice, so I'm going to use that. These have a little bit of, they are self-adhesive, but you have to take this little bit of yellow paper off. There we go. There we go, so in fact here's another 3x3, let's make sure that goes in there. There we go. Oops. That was me just being clumsy, knocking it off. I'll hold it on the side so that you can see I'm not actually holding it closed, it is staying closed by itself. Okay, so I hope you like that. To me, that the box, the way that you can fold that and keep it packed until you're ready to put it together, it was just such a great idea. I just really had to share it with you. So there we go. I've shown you these two. My very first effort, which I think I overdid it a bit. I put 3 flowers on there, and I definitely didn't like that one. This is my favourite, absolute favourite. And then these two. Sorry, but not that one. Anyway, many thanks for joining me today. If you've enjoyed my video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button. It's free, there's no charge for it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments box below, which you'll find if you click on show more, that'll open up a box below and you'll be able to leave comments in there, or you can email me at janb@janbcards.com. I'm always very, very happy to help you. If you'd like to purchase any of the products that I featured here today, except the brads, again, if you go down to the box below, you'll find a link for my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop, where you can buy any of the Stampin' Up products. The new products like this DSP, it will be available as from January the 4th, 2017. I have sent all my catalogues out. No, I haven't. I have sent catalogues out to all my customers. I do still have more catalogues. If you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator and you would like to receive the catalogues, and you live in the UK, Netherlands, France, Austria and Germany, please email me and I'll be more than happy to send you copies. I also have them in French and German as well, so that's the 3 languages. If you want French or German, just specify that that's what you would like. And finally, I will be putting all the measurements and the products that I've used, all the details on the screen. Again, I know depending on what device you're watching this on, you may not be able to actually see them on your screen, but I will put them all in the box below. So as I say, just click on show more and that'll open the box up and all the information will be down there. Many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.